Hi, this is Dave Ford, President and Founder of the Atlantic Gold and Silver Centre, and I'm speaking to you this evening from our store in Riverview, New Brunswick. This store was opened in 2010 in October, so it's been open almost 6 years now. I wanted to talk today about how we differ from other gold and silver dealerships, and our main emphasis has always been that we want to have local stores rather than just internet-only type stores. And that's all about accessibility. The main reason we've gone for physical locations in preference to online stores is that we want to give access to buying and investing in precious metals to everybody, not just people who can afford the shipping, even people who just want to buy a handful of silver maples with each paycheck, and people who maybe come into a little bit of money and not sure what to do with it. They might not want to deal with other dealers who are potentially thousands of miles away. And there are a couple of really important reasons for having a physical location. The first, as I already mentioned, is to be able to cater for smaller customers. If you're only buying a few $100s here and there, shipping costs become prohibitive. And what are you going to do when you come to sell back your gold or silver? The actual process of having to try and ship and insure something without dedicated shipping and insurance accounts becomes rather difficult. Ease of selling, therefore, is a real big reason for us having a local store. You can just walk in at any time and sell part of your investment. Access to the market is important for people buying as well. People really do like to see and hold what it is they're buying and understand what it is they're buying. I know I said in our last video that I felt exactly the same way when I was first buying precious metals back in 2000. I really wanted to see what it was I was getting and understand this investment before taking the plunge. And people today have very little ideas about gold and silver. It's not the main investment that it used to be. Another reason for people buying locally is you can buy and sell and pay in cash. It's very important for many people to make sure that their transactions are anonymous. They don't necessarily want people knowing that they've got silver and gold around their homes, and by being able to transact in cash, it means that their anonymity and their security is guaranteed. Our target customers really are working families and people who want to be able to invest in gold and silver and don't necessarily have access to wealth management companies or expensive brokers such as high net worth individuals would have. We don't go after people investing millions of dollars in gold and silver. We really are here for the society around us, the people who make up the streets and houses and the towns around us. And the reason for that is really partially self-interest. We want our society to be as financially stable as possible in the case of any kind of economic turmoil. And the way to do that is to make sure that as many of people that we live in and around have got some sort of financial asset that's actually outside the conventional banking system. It's not dependent on banks or brokers. It can't be made to disappear at the stroke of a computer key or anything like that. You actually have a real asset in your hand. So we realize that the more stable financially that all our friends and neighbors are, the more stable our whole society is. Other assets that are outside the banking system that people talk about are things like property, and people do ask, is real estate a good asset? It is, in that it is an asset and it's not just cash that can be inflated away, but it is less portable than gold and silver. It also can be taxed. Property taxes are the bane of everybody's life. The government doesn't seem to know when to stop taxing. And gold and silver, at least, they can't tax you for owning it. And it's very portable to move around. Should you move countries or locations, you can take it with you very, very easily. So that's why, in some ways, gold and silver are quite unique in terms of their position in the investment landscape. Having a physical location has produced something we didn't expect to see, and that is that it's actually created a demand for gold and silver among the local population. It is alluded to and talked about in many economic textbooks that if you create supply, you also create demand. But just the presence of us here has made a lot of people think, actually, yes, I would like to invest in gold and silver, and having it accessible and available has made that huge difference. And we can see now with the volume of gold and silver we've sold over the past nearly 6 years that there are a lot of people out there with a lot of holdings, and for us that is starting to realise our mandate in that we want the society around us and as many people as possible to be holders of physical precious metals outside of the banking system, so they are financially secure or more financially secure than they would have otherwise been without it. Thanks very much.